You think of a long string. In the beginning of the string, you're born. At the end of the string, you die. So what happens in life can either increase or decrease your risk of breast cancer.
Chào đón các bạn đang đến với Nhật Ký Bác Sĩ, nơi chúng tôi sẽ kết nối cùng với những giá trị y đức từ tâm của các bác sĩ đầu ngành đến từ Vinmec. Và không chỉ là những câu chuyện về y tế, về sức khỏe, những kiến thức cần thiết dành cho mọi người, mà còn là những chia sẻ rất là cần thiết và hữu ích về hành trình nghề nghiệp đầy cảm hứng của các y bác sĩ của chúng tôi. Viewers, welcome back to Doctor's Diary, a brand new series of podcasts broadcasted on Vinmec YouTube channel. And in this series, we have a chance to talk to a lot of Vinmec talented doctors. And in this episode, we are happy to welcome you back here, Dr. Hartman. Today, we are diving into a topic that is close to the heart of many people. So they care about how we can prevent breast cancer. Is it possible?
So we think of prevention as three parts. So the first one is intuitive. It's called primary prevention. Primary prevention is typically vaccines. Primary prevention doesn't really work except for high-risk women where we remove the breast because they carry a genetic mutation.
Right.
So the other alternative is what we call secondary prevention, means finding it early. So that's typically mammographic screening, going for checkups regularly from a certain age. The third kind of prevention is effective treatment so that you don't die and you don't get any side effects. But I think in your questions about primary prevention comes lifestyle factors. And I think there are lifestyle factors. So here I need to introduce a concept called life course disease.
Life course disease.
So if you think of a long string, in the beginning of the string you're born, at the end of the string you die. So what happens in life can either increase or decrease your risk of breast cancer. And there are a number of things in a woman's life that do these things. The first that you can't affect is the genetic makeup you get from your parents.
Mm-hmm.
But the next thing that happens is your age at first menses. The younger it is, the higher your risk is. The older you are at first menses, the lower your risk is. After that, it's the age at which you have your first child. The younger you are to have kids, the lower your risk is. The more children you have, the lower your risk is. If you breastfeed all of them, the lower your risk is. Those would be ways to reduce your risk substantially. You can bring your risk to a very, very low level.
So there are many factors that can be infection, right?
Yes. Typically the factors you would think about, like alcohol, smoking and diet, they don't affect your risk of breast cancer all that much. But being healthy will make you a healthier person in general. It'll protect your heart, etc., and reduce the risk of stroke.
And regarding the breast cancer, how to cope when we faced with the diagnosis?
Yeah, so that's not easy. I think it depends a lot on who you are as an individual. Where are you in life? What's your family support? How are you off financially? For anyone who's told, it comes as a shock. Then allowing yourself to be educated about the condition, about the treatment options. So I think that's the coping mechanism. One is time. Two is understanding the treatment modalities. Three is understanding that the outcome, if treated effectively, is very good.
How do you advise patients when they are diagnosed with breast cancer? How to overcome that emotional shock?
Rather than telling someone that they should calm down, that doesn't quite work. So what we do is that we break down the information into manageable pieces. Is that you have a structure in which usually after about 15 minutes of educating someone about their diagnosis, whatever you say beyond that time is no longer absorbed. So we work with our nurses so that our nurses take care of the patient, usually move them to another room where they get a chance to maybe have a cup of tea, We find out a little bit more about their family situation, etc. And then they can start voicing their concerns. And we see them multiple times. We make sure that they have someone to reach out to in case of worry, etc. And that sense of being cared for tends to do very well for them.
So trusting your doctors and having a strong support system for healthcare would be the key component on the fight against breast cancer. Could you elaborate more on how patients can stay positive and fight the disease with the help of the doctors and families?
Yeah, so what we always do is that at the time of any consultation, we ask the patients to bring a relative or a friend. Having 4 eyes, 4 ears, they work better than 2. So having that trusted person with them, listening, makes a lot of sense, because you don't capture everything that is being told to you. Don't give all information at once. Give it incrementally. Wait for the patient to grasp and understand before you go on to share the next part of their journey. Finally, outline the whole journey for them so that they see the starting point and the finishing point. Once they have that journey, they're usually reassured by the fact that, okay, this is understandable. If I go through this journey, my overall outcome is likely to be very good. But that takes multiple sessions.
So a companion on this very hard journey would be very important. For me, myself, for example, I have my mom, and for the crew out there, if you are a gentleman, you have mom, you have wife, you have someone to taking care of. Any advice for us, the gentlemen, or in the shoes of people who really want to care about your relative or your beloved?
So I think it's getting educated about the condition, making sure that you have as much knowledge as your mom or sister about the condition. Once you have that amount of knowledge, you can be a support, basically someone that she can talk to about making decisions. And also, of course, making sure that you remove all other psychological stressors at home.
Yeah, we never wanted this, but if that case happened, we have to be very well prepared, right? And for those who are just starting their journey after being diagnosed, what final piece of advice would you want to give them when they begin their treatments?
Yeah, once they begin treatment, they tend to be educated enough to understand it. Then it's about asking questions. So once you start asking questions, you become educated. You'll start to understand the effectiveness and the side effect of treatment. So let's have an open conversation with your oncologist so that you understand the side effects that are expected.
And in Vietnamese quote, we have one proverb saying, đi một ngày đàng học một sàng khôn, means every day you learn a lot of new things. And throughout 4 episodes, I have a chance to be a host and talking to you. I learned a lot of things.
That's very good.
And thank you so much for coming to Vietnam and working in this industry and coming to Vinmec and share your insightful story and insightful knowledge in terms of breast cancer. Yeah. And if you have a beloved woman, you have to take care of their condition or their health, right? And you spread the news, spread the information that you know to raise the awareness, right?
Yes, that's correct. Thank you.
So viewers, if you have any problem, any concern, or you care about the breast cancer, don't hesitate to come to Vinmec to see Dr. Hartman in Vinmec Time City in Hanoi and Vinmec Central Park in Ho Chi Minh City. We will see you next time on another episode of Doctor's Diary with our talented doctor from Vinmec. Stay healthy, stay informed, and we'll see each other again very soon. See you.